Good morning, dear students. In today's class, we are going to see about the time response analysis. So here, the desired performance characteristics of the control system are specified in terms of time domain specifications. So to check the quality of the stable system, the time domain specification is needed. For example, if a system with energy storing elements cannot respond instantaneously and will exhibit transient response, whatever they are subjected to input or disturbances, right? So the desired performance characteristics of a system of any order may be specified in terms of transient response to a unit step signal. So therefore, the response of second order system for unit step input with various values of damping ratio we have seen in the previous classes, right? For undamped system we will be getting the sustained type of oscillation, and for underdamped system we will be getting the state to reach the response, and then we'll be having the damping, and finally it reaches the steady state value. And yesterday's class we have learned about the critical damped and over damped responses, right? So the response transient response of the system to a unit step depend upon the initial condition. Therefore, to compare the time response of various systems, it is necessary to start with standard initial condition. So the most practical standard is to start with the system at rest, and so output and the time derivations before, we will be getting t is equal to 0, that will be 0. The transient response of practical condition system often exhibit damped oscillation before reaching steady state value. A typical damped oscillatory response of a system is shown here. So this is the a typical damped oscillatory response of a system, that is we will be getting for an underdamped system. So here the transient response of a control system to a unit step is specified by the following specification, that is TD, TR, TP and MP, right? So here in this, the few more characters of transient response arising from the nature of the oscillation. They are delay time, rise time, peak time, maximum overshoot and settling time. Now let us see what do we by delay time? It is the time taken for the response to reach 50% of its final value for every first time. That is, this is the value of TD. So it is the time taken for the response. Our steady state response for a unit step input, the value will be equal to 1, right? Again, 50% means the value is 0.5. So it is time taken for the response to reach 50% of its final value for a very first time is called as delay time. It can be represented by T suffix D. Again, rise time. So it is a time taken for the response to rise from 0 to 100%. That is, it have to reach the value of final value as 1, right? So it is the time taken for the response to rise from 0 to 100%. 100% it have to reach the value 1 for a very first time. For an underdamped system, the right time is calculated from 0 to 100%, but the overdamped system, it is the time taken for the response to rise from 10 to, right? So from 10 to 90%. For critically damped system, it is the time taken for the response to rise from 5 to 95%, right? So rise time, so this is the rise time. So rise time is nothing but time taken for the response to reach from 0 to 100%, and for underdamped system it is from 0 to 100%, and for undamped system it is from 10 to 90%, and critically damped system it is from 5 to 95%. Next one is peak time. Peak time is the time taken for the response. Let us see the characteristics curve. So time taken for the response to reach the peak value at very first time. So here this is the curve, right? This is our response. So this is our maximum value, right? So time, right, peak time is nothing but time taken for the response to reach the peak value at very first time, or we can say time taken for the response to reach the peak overshoot MP. So here we have the peak overshoot MP, right? So time taken for the response to reach the maximum value is called peak time. Next we have peak overshoot. The next specification is peak overshoot. It can be represented by MP P, right? So peak time is represented by TP, and here the maximum peak overshoot M can be represented by MP. So here we have the value of MP. It is defined as the ratio of maximum peak value of final value, where the maximum peak value is measured from its final value, right? So the definition for this peak overshoot is, it is defined as the ratio of maximum peak value to the final value. So maximum peak value means we will be getting the value of C of Tp, and the final value is C of infinity. So peak overshoot can be represented by MP is equal to maximum value, that is CTP, minus of final value C of infinity divided by C of infinity. So it can be represented in terms of percentage. So we will be getting the term into 100. Next we have settling time. So it is the time, here we can see the settling time. So this is this, so T suffix x represent the settling time. So it is defined as the time taken for the response to reach and stay within a specified error. It is usually represented 1% of final value. The usual tolerance error is 2% or 5% of its final value, right? So settling time is the time taken for the response to reach and stay within a specified error, right? This is, here we have some 2 to 5% of error, right? So this is called settling time. Settling time can be represented by T suffix S. So these are the specifications of time domain analysis. Once again we can see, so this is the character, we are considering the underdamped system. So for underdamped system, the value of theta will be less than 1, right? So this is the response for the underdamped system. So here the specifications are TD, TR, TP. TD is the delay time, rise time, peak time, settling time, and maximum peak overshoot. So let us see what do you mean by delay time. Delay time is the time taken for the response to reach the 50% of its final value. And we can see the rise time. Rise time is time taken for the response to reach the 0 to 100% of its final value. And here we have the peak time, time taken for the response to reach the maximum peak value or maximum peak overshoot. And then we have the maximum peak overshoot, that is MP. So it is nothing but the ratio of maximum peak value. So here we have the maximum peak value to the final value, right? Final value is infinity from the final value. So we will be getting C of Tp minus C of infinity divided by C of infinity, right? Again, here we have settling time. This is the time taken for the response to reach and stay within a specified error. So that allowable tolerance error is 2% or 5%. Now let us see the derivation expression for the time domain specification of rise time, right? So the unit response of a second order system of an underdamped case is given. Already we have derived the equation in the underdamped system. The final value, by taking inverse Laplace transform, we will be getting C of t is equal to 1 minus of e power minus theta omega n tr. For t we have to substitute tr. Actually the value of C of t is equal to 1 minus of e power minus theta omega n t divided by root of 1 minus zeta square into sine omega dt plus theta. The first we no need to represent this r, right? So now we have to represent for rise time, the value of t will be equal to tr, and the value of C of t is equal to C of tr will be equal to 1. Now substituting the value of t equal to tr and the value of C of t equal to C of tr is equal to 1, we will be getting C of this t is equal to tr is equal to 1 minus e power minus theta omega n. For this t we have to substitute tr, root of 1 minus theta square sine omega d tr plus theta. So what is the value of C of tr? Will be equal to 1. Now here we have just rearranging this term. Take this term e power term into the right hand side and take this 1 in the left hand side. Then we will be getting 1 minus of 1, that is equal to 0, and this negative term turns to positive. So we will be getting minus e power minus theta omega n tr divided by root of 1 minus theta square sine omega d tr plus theta will be equal to 0. So since here we have the exponential term, right? So since this value will not be equal to 0, the term omega d tr plus theta will be equal to 0. When this term will be equal to 0 means we know the trigonometric identity, that is the omega d tr. Take this as value as pi, omega d tr plus theta, take this value as pi. When this value of pi will be odd multiple of pi, right? So when this value is odd multiple of pi, we will be turned, this term will be turned to 0. So when the value of pi is equal to pi, 2 pi or 3 pi, then that whole term will be equal to 0. Then therefore we can write omega d tr plus theta will be equal to pi, right? So from this term, just rearranging this term, we will be getting omega d tr is equal to, take this theta into right hand side, we will be getting pi minus of this positive term turns to negative, so pi minus of theta. So by cross multiplying this value, we have to find out the value of tr, right? So by cross multiplying this value, we will be getting tr is equal to pi minus theta divided by omega d. So already we have find from the trigonometric identity and the right angle triangle, we are solved in the underdamped system as the value of theta is equal to tan inverse of root of 1 minus theta square divided by theta, and the value of omega d is equal to, that is damping frequency omega d is equal to natural frequency omega n into root of 1 minus of theta square. Here the value of theta is nothing but damping, right? So next, so by substituting the value of omega d and theta in this expression, we will be getting Raistin tr is equal to pi minus of, here we have pi minus of tan inverse of root of 1 minus theta square divided by theta divided by omega n into root of 1 minus of theta square. So here the theta should be measured in radians, right? So once again I will repeat this expression for time domain specification. So this this expression is we have derived from the underdamped system. So right, so let us take for here the value of, for to find out the rise time, let us take the time t is equal to tr and the value of c of t is equal to c of tr is equal to 1. So we will be substituting the value of t equal to tr and c of t equal to c of tr is equal to 1. We will be getting this expression. So here we have this exponential term and sinusoidal term, right? So here this sinusoidal terms or this exponential term will not be equal to 0, right? So this term will be equal, we can turn this term will be equal to 0 when means the value of pi is equal to odd multiple of pi, right? So by substituting the value, we will be getting the rise time as pi minus theta divided omega d. By substituting the value of theta and omega d, we will be getting the rise time like this. So next we can see the peak time. So to find the expression of peak time, Tp, differentiate C of t with respect to t and equate to 0. So we know the expression, this is the expression for the underdamped system. Now we have to differentiate this term with respect to t and then we have to equate to 0, right? So by differentiating this term, we will be getting dc t divided by dt is equal to, right, minus of e power minus theta omega n t, right? So here we will be getting the constant term, this will be equal to 0. By differentiating, this will be getting 0. Again this minus of e power minus theta omega n t divided root of 1 minus theta square into this value minus theta omega n. Then we will be having sine omega dt plus theta. Now we have to keep this term as constant and we have to UV method, right? So then we have to differentiate this. What is the differentiation of sine? That is nothing but a minus of cos theta, right? So we will be getting cos omega dt plus theta into omega d. So we know the value of omega d. Omega d is omega n into root of 1 minus theta square. Now we have to equate this term into 0. Sorry. Yes. Now we have to differentiating this term. The condition is we have to differentiate this term and we have to equate to 0. Now we have to take this left hand side as 0. We will be getting this expression, right? So now substituting the value of, sorry, So here we have 1 minus theta square, right? From the underdamped system, by considering the right angle triangle, we have denoted as the value of sin theta is equal to root of 1 minus theta square and the cos theta is equal to theta. Now here we have the value of root of 1 minus theta square value, right? So for that 1 minus theta square, we have to substitute sin theta, and here we have the value theta. For theta, we have to substitute cos theta. So by substituting this value, we will be getting the expression like this. So next, looking into this expression, right? So now just rearranging this expression, we will be getting this as so next, looking into this expression, we will be getting as here we have sine omega dt plus theta, right? So minus of root of 1 minus theta square, this is nothing but sine theta. For this theta, I have substituted cos theta, and for this 1 minus theta square, I have substituted sine theta into cos omega dt plus theta. So again, just rearranging, take this term, the sine omega dt plus theta, again this cos theta minus of cos omega dt plus theta into sine theta. Now we know the formula for cos A cos B minus sin A cos B minus cos A sin B is equal to sin A minus B, right? So now substituting this, we will be getting the value as omega n into, right? So substituting that expression, we will be getting omega n into root of 1 minus theta square e power minus theta omega n into sine of omega d Tp, right? In this term, we will be have substitute the value of t is equal to Tp, because the time t is equal to, for peak time, the value of t is equal to Tp. So we will be getting the value like this. Again, here also we can't say the exponential term will not be equal to 0, and the term, this value will be equal to 0 at odd multiple of, or the multiple of pi term. So we will be getting omega dTp is equal to pi. By cross multiplying this, we will be getting Tp is equal to pi divided by omega d. So we know the value of omega d. Omega d is equal to omega n into root of 1 minus theta square. By substituting this value, we will be getting the peak time Tp is equal to pi divided by omega n into root of 1 minus theta square. Next one is peak overshoot, right? So we know the formula for percentage of peak overshoot, that is percentage of MP is equal to C of Tp minus C of infinity divided by C of infinity into 100, where the value of C of Tp is the peak response at T is equal to Tp, and C of infinity is the final steady state value. The unit step response of the second order system is given by, right? Already we have derived this expression from the underdamped system. The value of C of t is equal to 1 minus e power minus theta omega nt divided by root of 1 minus theta square sine omega dt plus theta. Now we know the value of t is equal to, at t is equal to infinity, right? So we will be getting C of t is equal to C of infinity. So here we have to substitute the value of t equal to infinity. We will be getting 1 minus of e power infinity, any number divided by infinity equal to infinity, divided by root of 1 minus theta square sine omega dt plus theta. So this value e power minus infinity value is 0, 1 minus of 0 equal to 1. Again, next we have to substitute C of Tp, right? For this we have to substitute T equal to Tp. Here we will be getting C of T equal to C of Tp is equal to 1 minus of e power minus theta omega n Tp divided by root of 1 minus zeta square sine omega d Tp plus theta. So from the peak time, we know the value of Tp is equal to pi divided by omega d, right? So now substituting the value of Tp is equal to pi divided by omega d, we will be getting the value as 1 minus of e power minus theta omega n into sine omega d. For this Tp, I am substituting pi divided by omega d. So this omega d and this omega d can get cancelled, plus pi, right? Now we will be substituting the value of omega d. We will be getting the value as 1 minus e power minus theta omega n into root of pi divided by root of omega n into root of 1 minus theta square, and sin this value. So here this omega and omega it can cancel. So we will be getting 1 again. So here we have the sine pi plus theta. So sine pi plus 180 plus theta is nothing from the third quadrant, that is pi plus theta ends with that is in the third quadrant, where only cot and tan will be positive, right? So the sine term will be negative. So in the third quadrant only cot term and tan term will be positive. So here sine 180 plus theta will be equal to minus of sine theta. So for this value sine 180 plus theta we can represent minus sine theta. So here also we have minus, that minus into minus turns to positive. So here we will be getting e power minus theta pi, this omega and omega cancel, root of 1 minus theta square divided by root of 1 minus theta square into, for this sine pi minus theta we have to write minus sine theta. So this minus to minus turns to plus, here we will be getting sine theta. So already from the from the right angle triangle we have proven in the underdamped system that sine theta is equal to root of 1 minus theta square and cos theta equal to theta. Now substituting the value of sine theta is equal to root of 1 minus theta square. This both terms get cancelled and we will be getting 1 plus e power minus theta pi divided by root of 1 minus theta square. This can be represented in terms of percentage, that is we have to multiply this with 100. So this is the percentage of peak overshoot value. Now substituting this, we know the value of C of Tp. C of Tp is equal to 1 plus e power minus theta pi divided by root of 1 minus theta square. Again C of infinity value is minus 1. So this plus 1 minus 1 get cancelled. We will be getting this value, and to represent in percentage we have to multiply with 100. Next one is settling time. So here the response of the second order system has two components, right? One is decaying exponential component e power minus theta omega nt divided by root of 1 minus theta square, and another one is sinusoidal component, that is sin omega dt plus theta. So in this, the decaying exponential term dampers or reduces the oscillation produced by the sinusoidal component, right? So here this exponential term reduces the oscillation produced by the sinusoidal component. Hence the settling time is decided by the exponential component only, right? So the settling time can be found out by equating the exponential component to percentage tolerance error, right? Understand? So here in this, the decaying exponential term dampers or reduces the oscillation produced by the sinusoidal component. Due to the sinusoidal component, this exponential term will reduces or dampers the oscillations. Hence, the settling time is decided by the exponential component only. So, the settling time can be found out by equating the exponential component to a percentage tolerance errors. For 2% tolerance error band, we have to substitute for settling time. The value is t is equal to ts. We will be getting e power minus theta omega ts divided by root of 1 minus theta square. So 2% means by converting to numerical value, we will be getting 0.02, right? So now for the least value of theta, that is for the least value of theta, we will be getting e power minus theta omega in ts is equal to 0. That is least value means here when compared to the theta value is very less, it can be neglected. When compared to 1, the value will be neglected. So we will be getting e power minus theta omega in ts. The root of 1 will be equal to 1. So we will be getting e power minus theta omega in ts is equal to 0.02. Right? So on taking natural logarithm, we will be getting the exponential term. We will be getting taking natural logarithm, it will turns to minus theta omega in ts is equal to ln of this value. Ln of 0.02 is nothing but minus 4. So minus minus get cancelled. By cross multiplying this value, we will be getting settling time ts is equal to 4 divided by theta omega n. Right? So next one is for 5% tolerance. Right? So for 2% tolerance, settling time can be represented by 1 divided by t. Right? So we will be getting, this here we have the for 2% tolerance, Ts is equal to 4 divided by theta omega n. Here the value of 1 by theta omega n is nothing but t. Right? So we will be getting the value as 4t. Right? So here we have 4 divided by theta omega n. Let us take the value of 1 divided by theta omega n is equal to capital T. So then we will be getting the value Ts is equal to 4T for 2% tolerance. So again similarly for the 5% error, we will be getting e power minus theta omega in T is equal to 0.05. Again take a natural logarithm here, we will be getting minus theta omega in Ts is equal to ln of 0.05. Again ln of this value is nothing but minus 3. So now we will be getting the value Ts is equal to 3 divided by theta omega n. So let us consider the value of capital T is equal to 1 divided by theta omega n. We will be getting settling time for 5% tolerance error is 3T, right? So this is the way we have to find out the settling time. So thank you students.